Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name's Amy.
I am Amanda.
Well, Amanda, by now the world has seen the Cody Brown Suki stare off. And how do we think they're responding to this?
Well, I went to look at the comments from last night, and people seem to think that this was wild. There also seems to be the agreeing with us that this might be Suki's last adventure with the Brown family because she's not letting Cody just railroad her.
Unless it's been like this all along, and they haven't shown it to us.
Right.
Which is a possibility.
It's a possibility. I think it's a little of both. I think she's being harsher, and I think they're showing us more.
Yeah,
Both can be true.
And also what we're saying maybe they're showing more of her being harsher because Tim Gibbons is supposedly gone.
Right.
But also maybe she feels safe to be harsher because Tim Gibbons is gone.
We don't know. I would like, can we interview Suki?
I would love to interview Suki. I'm still trying to get Benjamin Brown on.
Oh,
and I've been like PMing him or DMing him, whatever that's called, on Instagram.
Some sort of emming.
He's not answering. So I got to find an email for him.
Okay.
So I'll do that. Yeah. I wanted to tell you something hilarious that happened last night.
Please tell me something hilarious that happened last night.
This is so stupid, but it'll give the BDFs a little bit of a laugh.
Okay.
So last night I stumbled on an Instagram, and I get obsessed with things like this, called 1,000 Wildest Moments Caught on Camera.
Okay. Okay. God. Were you like a big fan of America's Funniest Home Videos?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is like historical stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it could be dark stuff. Like there were clips of like 9/11. And those I can't watch. I have to go right past those.
Okay.
But like sometimes there's something interesting. Like one thing, like something stupid, like Mike Tyson removing Diddy's hand off his thigh during an interview, or you know what I mean? Tom Cruise jumping on the couch on Oprah. Like just stupid things like that.
Sure.
So I was going through it. This is so stupid. And there's a lot of hot mic stuff.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know if this was just real dark satire, not dark satire, but real satirical like stuff, or if it was real.
Okay.
But they had the famous scene from, you're familiar with Anchorman, right? You've seen it?
Yes.
You know, when the credits are rolling, he's going, I want to punch you right in the baby maker. And they're going back and forth during the credits.
Yeah.
They had that on there as a real moment. And it was like hot mic catches two newscasters insulting one another. And let me tell you, the people delivered in the comments because people were like, I had to go to therapy over this. I remember my mom letting me watch this when I was a little kid. It destroyed my life. It was really funny. It was
I like that.
Something like that just brought me joy, and I thought I'd share it with the BDS.
Good. I'm glad that brings me joy too. I mean, it's similar to the joy that Todd and I'll have doing the 80s news screens, which are really, really funny because they're just such 80s moments in time that are 100% ridiculous. And inevitably it's, like Irma Stupeiser loves babies. And you're like, what was the story here that we got to this? They're great.
You know what was on the clip when they interviewed that guy, and he's going, yeah, that guy's out here raping everybody. He's raping your grandma's, raping your mom's. Hide your wives, hide your kids. The one that Aaron and Mary Payne used to say all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever saw the beginning of that. I just know that Aaron and Mary Payne, hide your wife, hide your kids.
This guy was talking about like some crazy person crawling into windows. He's like, he's out here just raping everyone. It's like, whoa.
Wow, that's dark.
I also wanted to tell you that we're watching Clarkson's Farm.
Yes.
It's so good. I love it so much. Last night so I told you about he got the new farmer and she's like a TikToker.
Right. And she's TikToking on her tractor and shit.
Last night was really interesting because, and trigger warning, this can get a little bit dark, content warning. She was talking to Jeremy. She was explaining to Jeremy about TikTok. And it was a fascinating conversation between the generations. Because he was kind of like, I don't understand it. Da, da, da.
Right.
And she went into this whole thing about like how it's so important to farmers' mental health to have TikTok. because it feel like it's such a lonely occupation,
Sure.
and it
Yeah.
builds community, and she started talking about, like, the suicide rate among farmers, like, it was really interesting.
Interesting.
And,
I did
like,
not see
when
that going that way.
yeah, and when they were done with the conversation, he was kinda like, "Okay, like, I get it now, I
Yeah.
get it." It was interesting. I'm telling you,
Interesting.
Clarkson's Farm is so good.
I know. What channel is this on?
Prime A Amazon Prime.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to we maybe need to check this out. I don't know. We're on
There
our Righteous Gemstones journey. Last night we had to watch 90 Day because I always have to watch it with Todd because Sunday night
yeah,
is 90 Day. So we had to
yeah.
watch that.
It's it's a good show. Like, it's yes, it's about farming, but it's
Mhm.
also like and, I think it's so good for Timmy and I because we know Jeremy Clarkson so well from Top Gear,
Right.
but, like, just it has highs and lows. Like, it's very funny, but then there'll be a moment where he's sobbing because he's sending a pig to a slaughterhouse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's I don't know, it's just interesting. It's
Okay.
really good. It really highlights the um bureaucratic problems that
Ah,
London or England has with farming,
farmers.
and we have it here too.
I'm sure.
So it really highlights, like, what he's trying to do, and he's always at war with the city council because he's trying to do different shit.
Okay.
It's good, it's really good.
Okay.
But this conversation, I was like, "This is a really interesting conversation to have on camera about
Yeah,
TikTok."
for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, so that's what we've been up to. Today, we have to go shopping,
For what?
and Timmy's not happy.
Okay. What do you have to buy today?
Um, I want him to get 2 dress shirts. One for
Oh,
class night, one for the girls' graduation. Because the only dress shirt he has is that Pabst Blue
yeah,
Ribbon
can't
shirt.
wear that. That's not the right thing to
Can't
wear.
can't
Mm-mm.
wear that to the graduation.
No, no,
So he's already like, "Ah, Jesus Christ, do I have to go? Can't you just go pick something out for me?" I'm like, "No,
no.
you're going and you're gonna get something you like."
Yeah.
So
It
this
will
is
not
not
kill you,
gonna
sir, to have a real shirt.
we may have to bink stop in for margarita on the way, if you know what I mean.
If that's what you gotta do, girl, that's what you gotta do. You
He
do what you
hates
need to
it.
do.
He hates it.
I
Yeah.
understand, but he needs it, and so you gotta whatever it
La
takes to get him through this process.
Last night I had to cut his hair.
Oh god.
I've been cutting his hair for 18 years,
Right,
okay? Normally, it's just shave my head, we're done, bink.
right.
But now he's wanted more sophisticated
Mm.
hairstyles. So, like, he had
Get
me
Jessie, she could teach you.
yeah, he had me, like, keeping the top long and doing the and I'm, like, crying the entire time. "I am not a barber. Please don't
No.
hold me responsible for this.
I mean, the worst
Can't
that
we just
happens
go
is
to
he
a
could
barber shop?"
yeah, I mean, the worst that happens is it gets fucked up and he goes to a barber today. Like, that's the worst
Mhm,
that was gonna
mhm,
happen.
mhm. Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
looked at YouTube videos on how to do this?
No, I did
Okay.
it though, it came out okay.
Okay, good.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So guys, when you see the janky pictures on Friday and Saturday, just whatever.
This is the best we could do over here.
This is the best we could do. How are you enjoying your Righteous Gemstones journey? Have you watched more since I saw
No.
you or no?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Last night we went to the pride flag
I
raising in
saw
our
that.
little
That was
town. It
great.
was very sweet. So we did that, came home, made dinner. Todd took the boy back to his mother's home, and then we just watched TV and went to bed.
What'd you have for dinner last night? Anything good?
No, it was real like I don't know. I made oven fried chicken and some rice and some bok choy, and the chicken was just kind of
Eh?
chewy. It wasn't great. I don't
I
know what
made
happened
chicken
there.
parm last night, my favorite.
Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
no. Tonight I'll make a different chicken thing. I think I'll make I have 2 things that I have planned to make this week, and I forget what they are now, but one's a
Well,
chicken ossobuco. That's what I'm gonna make tonight, chicken ossobuco.
ooh, that sounds
It's
good.
like a Bobby Flay
Yeah.
situation, so
Yep.
I'll report back.
Timmy doesn't like chicken.
I know.
So
I
when
don't
I make
understand.
chicken parm, I have to make eggplant parm
Ah, okay.
for him and for my little veggie in there.
Right. Who is a veggie or not, depending on if
But
bacon
we'll
is
eat my
available.
Swedish meatballs.
Right.
Right.
And
Yes.
bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
bacon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Why not? Why not? Hey, you know what? She's a kid figuring herself out,
She is.
and
Well,
she knows bacon is delicious.
I will say this. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. I said to Amanda before we logged on, and she totally agreed that we love recording these because we're like talking to you this day and putting it right out.
Yeah.
It's like an immediate connection with you guys. We
It's so
love it.
much fun. And
Yeah,
this
so
show is
much fun.
so silly and ridiculous.
You know what I was thinking? We only have 3 episodes left. What am I gonna do?
I don't know what you're going to do, girl.
It was everything in me not to burn ahead
Okay,
to the
well,
next one.
in mere
Oh,
moments, you can go burn ahead, but
I'm
except you have
also
other notes to do
watching
for other things.
I'm also watching Sirens, and I really like it.
Okay, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, I have to watch it too.
Okay, take us away. Slow Mo, season 2, episode 7. What's the title?
Book of Gratitude.
Okay.
Because it's Friendsgiving. Makes sense.
Yeah, and the Pollyanna in me again loved when they were all getting along at dinner.
Of course you did.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, speaking of gratitude, we should, while I'm on my unemployment journey, we should do our gratitude week episodes now. Have
For
them ready
November.
for November. Or
We'll
not.
find time. We'll
We'll
find
find
time.
time. Yes.
Mhm.
So, okay. So we are still rehashing the day before because we always have to rehash. At the beginning
Yeah.
of every episode, we're rehashing what happened previously. We're rehashing the day before with Michaela and Macy in their matching outfits.
Yes.
And we're going to do a TikTok together. So we're all in matching outfits.
Mhm.
We find out Leia's throwing Layla, not Leia. That's Princess Leia. That's Star
Mhm.
Wars. That's something very different. Layla is throwing a Friendsgiving and she has to figure out who she's going to invite because
Here
who
we
knows who's
go.
getting along. Macy says there's never enough tension to not TikTok together.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. That's some deep shit right over there, Macy. Whitney, of course, still wants back in, and she wants them to see her loyalty, but she knows things might need to change for that to happen. What
Mhm.
needs to change? TBD.
TBD.
What do we need to have loyalty about?
We don't know.
fucking know anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's this happened so long ago that no one knows why we're upset anymore.
Correct.
Whitney asks if this means after the trip she's officially back in Mom Talk, and she chants for a vote.
Ew.
Michaela's eyes roll so hard, I'm not sure how they didn't come out of her face.
I feel like Christine Brown here. Again, what did Whitney do?
That is so fucking awful.
We just again, BDF Ashley, who was great yesterday,
Mhm.
thank you so much. Said it had to do with the skin thing. We need to investigate this.
We need to figure this out
We
because this
need
is
to drill
stupid.
down on this. Yeah.
Maybe I need to go back and watch season 1, and maybe we need to recap that because you're worried about what we're going to do when
I
they
know.
finish
I'm
with
real
this.
worried. I'm real worried. Guys, come at us. What are we doing next? I don't know.
I don't know. Jesse says if you willingly left Mom Talk, you need to have a probationary period to come back in. To a hashtag?
To a trend?
To a trend?
If you willingly left the ice bucket challenge, you need to you need something to come back into that.
In a probationary period
Mhm.
of just doing the occasional ice bucket challenge to
It would
make sure.
it would make so much more sense if they were talking about this about being on the show.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
are you going to be in season 3? We don't know. We'll
Right.
see. How you doing? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that would make so much more sense.
But right now we're saying we need a probationary period to use a hashtag.
I told you about my Mom Talk idea. It's happening. It's happening. It's going to be like you're out gardening and then you're in bed for 3 days with your sciatic thrown out.
This could happen to
That's
me because
going
I'm
to be
going
Mom
to do
Talk.
I'm going to do mulch later. This could happen to me. So Taylor is one of the first who's going to vote for Whitney, and she says she can come back because she knows personally how important second chances are.
Mm-hmm.
Demi voting against is a loyalty vote for Michaela. Again, what horrific crime did she commit against Michaela that we
don't
have
know.
to be having loyalty votes about? But okay. And Macy tries to abstain because she's a people pleaser. I see you, girl. You see me. I see you.
Again, I like Macy so much.
Exactly. And eventually says no for now because of the tension. Miranda, meanwhile, is like, thank fucking God I didn't think to ask for a vote because I don't think this would have gone well.
I actually think they would have voted Miranda in.
I think they totally would have voted Miranda in
Yeah.
because she doesn't say a goddamn thing. She
I
just
agree.
kind of exists. But Miranda at this point is doing a Homer Simpson like, yep, nobody noticed me here. Whitney thinks that the Michaela issue is the reason she's not back in. Yeah. Yeah, and it's Monday and I'm sitting here. Like these are all very true things there, Whitney. And if that's never resolved, can she ever get back into Mom Talk?
Don't
Can
think
Mom
so,
Talk
girl.
survive this?
Can Mom Talk survive this, Amanda?
Can Mom Talk survive this? So
unclear.
Now Jesse is coming over to Demi's and we just have a full-on ad for Amazon.
Yes, we do. How great Amazon Prime is. Yes.
Boxes placed beautifully on the front porch as if it were an ad. Ours, I don't know about you, Amy, but our Amazon boxes just get fucking tossed. And they're in whatever order they're in.
Yeah.
This is not
They get broken down and recycled.
Put together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. This is
and by recycled, I mean they just get thrown in the trash with everything else and go to the dump because apparently I found out my recycling company's lying to me.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm,
Good
mhm,
times. Good
and
times.
most people's are.
I know. I don't like to think about it too much.
If you're doing single stream recycling, you're probably not recycling. Just
Yeah.
gonna put it out there.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't
Yeah,
want to think about
because
it.
they convinced us, Amanda, they convinced us
This is going to change the world.
that they have, like, little elves at the
Mhm.
garbage factory that sort through everything.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not happening. They invented this single stream recycling just to get us to be okay with seeing it go in the same trash in the truck.
Is this emotional support recycling? Like, we're not actually doing it. We're just
It's
pretending like we're doing it. I
ridiculous.
know
Yeah,
it's
I don't
it's
know.
bad.
I don't know.
It's really bad. So, with our Amazon boxes that may or may not be recycled, we are finished there. This house is already decorated for Christmas, even though we haven't had Friendsgiving yet.
Right.
I don't agree with this.
Okay.
Christmas doesn't happen till the day after Thanksgiving, one holiday at a time.
Oh, I could tell you that my kids being gone and coming home for Christmas this year
Yeah,
is gonna bring out the Christmas decor craziness in me.
sure,
My house is gonna be real decorated this year
but
because
it's not
I'm
going to
gonna
be
put
real
all my
decorated,
energy there.
right? But it's not going to be real decorated in the middle of November.
No, no.
No, it'll be decorated when they
Nothing
come home
happens
from
until
college.
after Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Unlike these dopes over here. So the house is decorated, and Demi is going to be doing a Christmas party, and Cam and Layla are doing the Friendsgiving. Demi bought a one of those question card sets to get people talking called "Let's Get Deep" as a joke gift for Taylor.
Okay.
Okay, let this go, girl. Can we talk about these houses? They all look the fucking same.
Yeah, it's very cookie cutter.
Very bland.
Yeah. I mean, this is how these planned communities are though. There's
I
5 or
know.
6 builders you can use. Not even. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 builders you could use or 1.
Oh, there's usually
And
one
and they
around
have
here.
like 6 designs
Yep.
and you
Yep.
pick one.
And you pick
Mhm.
one, and you can only, and depending on what's next to you, you can only pick certain things.
Yep.
It's a whole thing.
Yep.
So Jesse asks Demi how she's doing after the trip, and they talk about how draining this pregnancy thing is. And Demi wants to know really what her and Bret's DNA would look like all mixed together. And so we talk about Bret needing to get his varicocele taken care of. This is what I talked
Mhm.
about last time.
Yeah.
Jesse asks if she gets the endometrial surgery and he gets his varicocele surgery and they still can't get knocked up, then who's the problem? Jesse, you're not helping, girl.
No, Jesse, stop.
Stop. This is not. So,
Stop
Demi,
framing things of who's the problem.
right. Also, Demi, what if you do all of the things to try to resolve this and it doesn't get fixed? Then what are you doing with your pain of
Yeah.
not having a
Yeah.
baby? Like,
Right.
this is, Jesse is not a good friend.
Demi's not a good
Nor is
friend.
Demi. To
So
be
they're
fair,
not good friends to each other.
no, nor to anybody else.
No.
Jessie says she's glad that Demi is opening up about all of this because her vulnerability is important and will bring all of the girls closer. Okay. You know what will
Mhm.
also bring them closer? If you two stop being mean fucking
Yeah,
girls all
just
the
be
time.
nice.
Yeah. Just don't be mean.
Everything is a manipulation. Like,
Yes.
even Demi opening up about her infertility struggles,
Yeah. She was like,
Jesse's
oh,
like, "Oh, we could use this to ingratiate ourselves to the group." Like,
right.
everything's a manipulation.
And Demi's like, oh, I'm in the hot seat. Let me start crying
Mhm,
about
mhm,
infertility, which no one will look at me side eyed for.
mhm. Yep.
It's ridiculous. And not that I'm saying she doesn't have pain about her
Oh,
infertility.
of
It's that,
course.
but like she turned on those waterworks at a perfect
It's
time.
like when I used to cry about my grandfather.
Right, when you needed attention.
When I needed something to cry about and couldn't find it. Oh,
I
speaking of, I have to tell you something that happened last night. I was lost on TikTok. Bink,
okay.
bink, bink, bink.
Yeah.
And there's a video.
Oh, no.
Even thinking about it gets me so emotional. I don't know why. Of Phil Collins. This is so ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Being reunited with his famous drum kit. And
Amy.
he's like an old man now, and they're like walking him out, and he sees his drum kit, and he like gets so emotional, and it made me call my dad right up and tell him how much I love him.
Oh my god. I can't get my own parent to talk to me, and you have to call your dad to tell him how much you love him after a TikTok?
Yeah, after I saw the drum kit, because I thought
See,
about how much my dad loves to drum.
I understand. I
You
know
know?
how you got there, but it's still ridiculous.
It was really, and so then I said to my dad, "This is gonna be a very hard week, Dad. Just buckle in." He's like, "Okay."
So who all is coming to this graduation?
Jenny,
Yes.
my mom,
Okay.
my dad, and Doreen, my stepmom,
Okay.
and then me and Timmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Timmy's
So
mom's not going.
no, she can't
It's
sit
too
with her
much.
back on
Yeah.
the chair that long. because we're on the benches outside.
Right.
So I'm going to be placed between Timmy and my dad.
I think that's the appropriate place for you to be.
Yes.
You're two emotional support men
Yes.
on either side. You can go to either way
Yes.
and sob, and
And
they'll
then
both take care of you.
then degrees of coldness with my mother, my sister on the
Right.
outside.
Right. You can't be next to Jenny because she'll just give you side eye and tell you to suck it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
if I see her crying, I will fucking lose it.
She's not gonna cry.
Because if I see Jenny crying, it's bad.
Right, but Jenny's not gonna cry.
I don't think so either.
No.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No. Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support.
So Jesse asks, okay, what about a sperm donor? And Demi's like, no, that's a no-no. But I did say Bret could have sex with Layla.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then she could care. What?
Stop it. Stop. That's all I have to say about
What
this.
is this?
Stop it. Don't ever say this again.
No.
Okay.
This makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
And it feels gross. And I'm not into it. Does Layla know she's on the hook to maybe carry your child and have
Right.
sex with your husband?
And if Layla, Robin Brown style, offered to carry your child, I don't think having sex with Bret was part of the deal.
No, I think we're doing an IVF situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
Oh God, that had a Handmaid's Tale.
yes,
feel to it.
it's dark. It feels dark. I'm not okay with it. And then I feel like, I don't know, there's other issues. It's dark. Okay.
No.
So Taylor now is going to go to Dakota's Airbnb. Amy, how are all of these people just living in Airbnbs?
I think he just rents the Airbnb for the show.
I guess so.
Yeah. And the show probably pays for it.
Because I'm like, okay, so Dakota's living in an Airbnb. Jen and Zach are living in an Airbnb.
Mhm.
Like, how are we affording to live in this many Airbnbs?
The show.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Taylor says that they are co-parenting and their step back has been the best decision for them in all of this. But we're going to talk about how little their step back really is.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't
they
know what we've
stepped back
stepped
into.
back
They
about.
stepped back and fell onto the bed again.
Right. She stepped back and fell right onto his penis.
Yes.
And she says they're fighting a lot less and they're focusing on themselves. Of course you're fighting less because you're banging.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
So now she's saying that the baby, usually she was expecting him to fall asleep and he didn't in the car, and she pulls him out of the seat and he's got a real wet back over there. And now it turns out Dakota doesn't have wet wipes because Leanne took them. Why is Leanne hanging out over there? I don't know.
I think Leanne is way more involved in Dakota and this
raising.
baby than we know.
I think so too. My guess is like as soon as Taylor walks out, Leanne's like, I'm here. A second
Yeah.
eyes on this baby because I don't trust you.
Yes. Or because I'm secretly in love with you.
Could be that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm real obsessed with you. So Ever's got this wet diaper situation. Dakota has nothing ready. And he says, we're just trying to figure out this co-parenting thing and having, and I'm going to give you that, having doubles of, making sure you have doubles of everything at all
Yeah.
times. It's
Tough.
something you have to figure out what all you need.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like Dakota's that dialed in to know what he needs.
Nope.
Taylor asks who he made his bed for and who he's trying to impress. And she's like, you never make the bed, so I'm surprised. He never has a second cup of coffee at my house. I don't understand.
Yeah.
He never makes the bed at my house. Why is this happening? And Dakota is like, I made the bed for you. At which point he now confirms they are still banging.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to take space, but that just never kind of happened. And Taylor's like, yeah, we're still banging. Like, we don't even try to hide this. These two are such idiots. They need to get away from each other.
They need to get away from each other. It's toxic as shit.
It
this
really
relationship.
is. It's not good. And the producer asks if it's a good idea. And Dakota's like, doesn't probably help that we're still having sex. Probably not the world's best idea. And he says life is kind of like Groundhog Day right now. They're just lather, rinse, and repeat, the two of them, in this bad cycle. This baby is stinking cute, though.
The baby's real cute.
Real cute.
Yeah.
Real cute. So that's where we leave them.
Okay.
We see Taylor walking out. Meanwhile, at Jay-Z Styles, Demi comes in and Layla is getting her hair done. Do these girls just go here daily to get their hair done?
I don't know, but let me tell you something. One of the BDFs reached out to me and I'm not going to talk too much about this until it's done.
Okay.
But has offered me a lifeline with my hair. And so I could have a possible hair fix this week.
Oh, well, that's
Yes.
exciting.
Because I got a bad haircut and
I
I'm not
know.
enjoying it. And you know what I figured out? It looks like Rosanna Dana Anna or whatever that lady wrote.
It doesn't.
What was that name?
Rosanna Dana Dana.
Thank you. Where it's like a triangle
Yeah,
on
it
your head.
doesn't, but
It kind of does. But okay.
it doesn't.
It kind of does.
Okay. But if you feel like it does that, then it does, but it doesn't.
Okay. But I'm possibly getting it fixed. So we'll
Okay.
see.
This is
Okay.
exciting. So,
It's exciting.
okay. So we got Demi and Layla getting their hair done for the 900th time, and they now have to debrief about the girls' trip.
Mm-hmm.
And Layla says she is ready for the party, her Friendsgiving, because the event planner has it all taken care of. Amy,
Mm.
how do I live a life where I just have an event planner?
An event like my girls are graduating this Friday. Do I need an event planner to
Apparently you
decide how
do.
that's going to go?
Apparently.
I don't get this. I don't
What
get this world.
When we have our Hanukkah party, you know what I don't have? An event planner. You know what I do? I make 10 pounds of latkes myself.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
what
have an
happens.
event planner for anything.
No, this is
Mm-mm.
ridiculous. Cam and Layla got into a fight though. And
Mm.
because she is too critical of him and she's pushing him away and she isn't sure if he's even going to come. And now she's getting upset because she doesn't want to go to yet another event alone. And I understand this. I've been in
Mhm.
that position
Sure.
where all of your friends are in relationships and you're
Yep.
not, and it feels shitty. So Layla did say she invited Whitney, but she isn't sure what to do about Jen and Zach. Now, Demi says if Jen comes, the whole night will be about that. And Layla wonders if having her there would be good because the goal of mom talk is to lift each other up. No, girl.
Okay.
The goal of mom talk is for y'all to make some fucking money.
You know what the goal of mom talk is? To take those who are weakest, lift them up, and throw them in a pool to drown.
Yes,
That's what you're
basically.
doing.
Yes, that is absolutely accurate.
Jesus.
Also, I realized that this conversation is shot and put together completely out of order because
Mm.
Demi's hair is in different ways of
Oh,
the
yes.
curling at all times.
Yeah.
Every time we come back to her, she's in a different place that is not clearly the next
Yeah.
step in this phase.
It's
very
not
funny.
chronological.
No, no. It was like, we shouldn't be. It's like, it's why we have to have the gold cups on Love is Blind. So we can
Yes.
do this.
Which was a brilliant idea.
It was a brilliant idea. And I love every time a new season of Love is Blind comes out and everyone's like, why they have the damn gold cups? I'm like,
Mhm.
we've litigated this for like 10 seasons now.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Let
Stop
it go.
Okay. So the conversation is shot over. Demi isn't sure if her success triggers Taylor.
Nope.
Nope. And she will see her at Friendsgiving. But so much has been stacking up between snide comments and the Bret cheating accusations that Demi isn't even sure what to do.
Mm.
Demi thinks Taylor wants Demi to dish about the problems in her marriage. Of course, of which there are none, because our marriage is perfect, because Bret and I are the happiest people who have ever been happy in our entire lives.
No marriage is perfect, guys.
Mm-mm.
Jesus.
So now we learn Michaela's afraid of car washes.
Yeah, okay. I
Oh.
mean, I don't have this particular fear, but as somebody who has weird fears,
Mm-hmm.
I totally understood her in this moment.
Okay. I enjoy a car wash.
And when it wasn't going, I'm like, put it in neutral. She
I know.
clearly was not putting it in neutral.
I know. She doesn't know how to work her car.
Yeah.
But Michaela's daughter, Tommy, is super into car washes. So we're going to do this.
And then she falls
And
asleep.
she immediately falls asleep. So Michaela's having basically a panic attack while the kid sleeps through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And this is just really dumb. We're just coming up with some reason to put them in a car together.
Yeah.
So Whitney now texts and suggests doing a Mormon bake-off for Friendsgiving.
Mhm.
Desserts or bread are cool. Okay, this is actually
I
kind
thought
of
it
fun.
was a good idea. Yeah.
This is fun. This is actually something that these girls can do together and have a healthy competition.
Yeah.
And not be like just ripping each other to shit.
I agree.
Or at least in theory. So Macy wants everyone to know that Whitney's sourdough starter came from her. Okay. And now we have a whole conversation about being a trad wife and how that fits in great with Mormonism.
Yeah. Who could be the biggest trad wife? Who could be the best trad wife? Whatever.
Never a goal of mine.
Not mine either, but hey, whatever rocks
floats
your
boat.
closet.
I mean, and I make chicken stock from scratch, so it's not like I'm not willing to get down and dirty and do some stuff. But okay, anyway, they're ridiculous. Michaela declares at this point she will do anything she needs to beat Whitney. So now we see Bret and Demi, and they are at the fanciest, coolest baking store I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Stores like this are why Amanda's broke, because I would get in there and I'd buy a bunch of shit and be like, I'm now going to be a baker.
I understand.
And I'll have a whole box of it ready to go for my baking career, and then
Yep.
nothing will ever happen to
And
it.
your baking career will never happen.
Right, and then 2
Mhm.
years later, I'll remember I did this, and all those cute sugars I bought are now just one hard clump,
Mhm.
never to be
Mhm.
used again.
Yeah.
This is how that goes.
I could get sucked into this too.
Yeah,
Even Amy Orman could get sucked into this.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just all the different
Mhm.
things to put on things and the colors,
Yep.
and it's cool. So, Demi wants to make a better than what cake, because we can't say better than sex cake.
Oh god.
And this woman has the perfect little candies for it, tiny little penises. These people are so fucking repressed that as adults, they are giggling about little penises on a cake. This is ridiculous.
Tell me why in a culture that is so repressed,
Yes.
the store sells penises.
I don't know.
I was surprised.
I was a little surprised too, because I feel like this would be a thing at Spencer's, not at this fancy store,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't know.
Like, isn't the whole thing that we just pretend sex isn't a thing and we pretend penises don't exist or
Mhm.
or vaginas?
Yeah, and we don't have any joy ever
Right.
in life
Right.
from sex. So I don't know. So, and I said, I lose my mind in this damn store. So Demi is wondering if Friendsgiving is the time to have a hard conversation with Taylor. No, it's not. A middle of a
Mm-mm.
party is not the time to have a hard conversation.
Agree.
Demi's also wondering why their relationship is under attack.
Because you attack everybody
'Cause
else's.
Yes, because they're just trying to like,
Jesus.
pachoo, pachoo,
Yeah.
pachoo, with their,
Yeah.
like, these, Demi, for someone who is so manipulative, she is also really dumb sometimes.
Yes, I agree. To be
And
properly manipulative, you have to be smart.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and she's not that bright,
No.
but she tries.
Yeah.
And Bret says it's frustrating for him because these are all very clearly false accusations. He has never had sex with anybody ever in his entire life other than Bret.
Very
I mean, other
clearly.
than Demi and his other wife and probably some other people too.
Mm-hmm.
So Bret says the anonymous tips are really pissing him off. So we have a talk about the rumor mill and the impact on their life. And Bret looks like he's dissociating through the entire conversation. He's like, why am I having this conversation in this cake store?
I want to talk about this.
Yes.
I always used to say disassociating,
Mhm.
but you say dissociating.
Yes.
Which one is it?
It's dissociating, I believe.
Because I've heard it both ways now. So if I've been saying it wrong my whole life,
Dissociating. There's no A
okay,
in
there's
it.
no way.
Mhm.
Dissociating. Okay, I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Okay.
I apologize to everybody listening. I've always said disassociating.
Yeah, no, it's dissociating.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
Okay. Also,
I
that's a word that if you say over and over again starts to sound real weird.
I suspected you were correct there, but I just, wanted to clear it up.
Okay. So Bret is dissociating, and he says he wants to be less concerned with optics. Okay, well then be less concerned with optics, dude. This is a youth problem, not a them problem.
Yep.
And Demi wonders now why something untrue bothers him so deeply. Why, Bret? Why does something untrue bother you so deeply?
Hmm.
Hmm. And she knows who she is, so she's good. And the ketamine helped her a lot with shrugging off the rumors. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Todd was in the room one night. He wasn't paying attention, but all of a sudden she's like, I'm good. And the ketamine helped. He was like, what? Like, pops up for that. Also, we learned in this conversation, Bret's sister was Larry King's last wife.
We knew this.
I didn't know this.
Yes, Sean, her name was.
Yes, I missed this
Yes.
entirely.
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody told us this.
Okay, I totally
I just
missed
forget
this.
who. Yeah.
Okay. Bret pushes the door and Demi's like, are you angry? Why are you pushing the door so hard? And my guess is like, it was one of those doors that you think you have to push harder and then it moves quickly.
She's like,
and,
oh, it's so aggressive or something. Yeah.
So now we have this weird hot mic situation.
Ooh, not hot mic like
Anchorman. No,
Mhm.
no, a legit hot mic situation.
Yes.
And the cameras go down and we hear Bret and Demi talking about the rumors and it pisses him off. And he says he'd never cheat on her in a million years. And she says the way he's reacting makes him seem guilty. Dun, dun, dun.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, at Michaela's house, we have a full-on chef in to teach us how to make sourdough.
Yeah, she brings in her own chef.
She brings in her own chef because this is that important.
Yeah.
And Michaela says it is healing for her to be bitchy these days, which, okay. I mean, part of what she's trying to do in her therapy is find her voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet it is kind of freeing and healing for her to say everything that's on her mind. Whether she should
Yeah,
or shouldn't is a different conversation,
I
but
agree.
I can see why that it could be very healing for her. And maybe this is just a healthy expression of her anger. And she is beating the shit out of this dough while she's saying all this and
Yeah.
talks about how it feels really good to smack this dough, which that sounded dirtier than I meant for it to
Mm,
sound.
smack
So,
and dough.
smack and dough. So we got Macy and Michaela, and they're chatting about the contention at Friendsgiving and wondering if Jen is going to go. And Michaela hasn't reached out to her because she poured so much energy into her and got nothing in return. And now she's waiting for reciprocation, which is exactly the worst thing you could be doing right now, girl, because this girl needs you.
But I wonder, because don't forget, they don't know.
They don't know. I know they don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just sitting
so
here with
I
all the information going.
wonder if, like, I feel like if Demi and Jesse knew what Jen was going through, it wouldn't change how they're treating her. I wonder if it would change how Michaela's treating her. I think it would.
I think it would too.
Yeah.
And maybe Macy's pretty nice.
Yeah, I agree.
These two
But
are the
Demi and Jesse, no.
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 Demi and
Mm-mm.
Jesse are assholes.
Yeah.
And they've made their decisions based on Zach. So
Yes.
whatever. So Macy says she is in a protect her peace era. Same girl. I'm also
Mhm.
that. Michaela's like, I'm the exact opposite era right now, which good girl. You
She's in
shouldn't.
a burn it down era.
Yeah, which it makes a ton of sense. So now we're at Whitney and Connor's house, and the two of them keep going back and forth with this Sundance sweatshirt. She was wearing it when she was pregnant. He's wearing it now. I had that same
Yeah.
sweatshirt in a different color, but the same font. I always liked it. I was sad when it died.
Okay, I have a question about him.
Yes.
I'm softening towards him.
Okay.
I thought he was a huge douchebag when I first met him.
Yes.
I don't hate him that much anymore.
I don't hate him either.
Okay.
No, I don't hate him either.
Okay.
Of all the husbands, he's one of the least offensive
I agree.
in my mind.
Mhm.
So they're getting ready for the bake-off, and she is pumped because everyone's into it. So she's like, ooh, I came up with an idea that people like. Maybe this will get me back into mom talk.
Everything's about getting back into
Maybe I
that
can start
hashtag.
using a hashtag again. And she's still upset about the mom talk vote, but she's going to soldier on like the brave person that she is.
Mhm.
And now we see her stenciling CTR onto this loaf of bread. And we learn that is choose the right.
I actually knew this.
I didn't know this.
I don't know where I heard this, but I heard it on one of these Mormon shows.
Okay. And she says it is a reminder for Mormons to remember values to live by. And it's on
Mhm.
everything. You can get it on bumper stickers and on t-shirts and on keychains and all sorts of shit. Whitney now says that she got Macy into sourdough, not the other way around, because this is important.
Mhm.
Now, Voldemort / Joffrey / Zach shows up to chat about Jen with Whitney and Connor.
Okay, I'm going to say something. Zach was making sense.
He was
in this
making some sense
conversation
here, which is upsetting.
Yes. I was like, he's actually nailing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is part of why I think he's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Because he's not always unhinged.
Right.
He's just hinged enough
Mm-hmm.
to keep this whole thing going.
Yes.
And he says that Jen has been throwing up all morning, and she's on meds, and it's been worse, and they're likely not going to make it to this party.
Yeah.
And he says this last year has been the hardest of their life. And now all of the petty drama from the girls, and no one sees the truth besides him.
Yeah.
And he'll leave it to her to share what she wants to share, but he totally outs her about crying a lot.
Well, what he says, and I agree, is I don't understand how you guys all think this group is about strength and friendship and support.
Because you're all a bunch of backstabbers.
What I'm seeing is my wife coming home crying every single night after being with you guys.
Yes.
So, like, you're not good friends.
No. That's the one thing Zach is correct about.
He's
this group
actually
is toxic
right.
as fuck.
Yes. Yes.
And Zach says that he is defensive of his wife. She has good intentions, but she's fucked up a lot. And
No. He says she mostly has good intentions.
Mostly has
and I
good
was
intentions.
like, what?
Yeah.
Would Todd or Timmy ever say that about us? No. Timmy would say Amy has the best intentions for everyone.
Right.
Todd would say the same about you. Like,
yes.
Timmy would never be like, well, she has mostly good intentions.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
He's still putting those digs in there with her.
Yes, he has to.
Yeah.
He always has to push her down a bit.
Yep.
And always has to create for all of these people around her some questions about who she is and what her intentions. Like, what
Mhm.
her goals are because he needs her to be the bad guy as much as possible. So Connor asks what Jen has done to upset the girls.
Mm.
Valid question.
Yeah.
Zach says that Demi and Jesse are just the biggest gaslighters in the world. Well, dude, it takes one to know one, my friend.
Mhm.
And Macy and Michaela just seem to go along. And he thinks that Demi and Bret have a ton of skeletons in their closet. Jen knows the skeletons, and Whitney tries to be subtle to get the dirt and is about as subtle as a train wreck.
Wait, and Connor too.
Oh, yeah. Connor's a
That's
little
why I was like,
gossip
okay,
too.
I like this. Because
Yes.
he's like, well, what are those skeletons? And Connor's like, tell us.
Tell us. I feel like Connor and Whitney are just like besties over there, just having a good silly time.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't feel a lot of tension between the two of them. I feel like they're making a nice life together.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what happened with the whole Tinder scandal.
Right.
But okay.
I don't know. Zach to get out. So
Again, they got married too young and they're probably trying to repress all their desires to go out and fuck other people.
Right.
Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support.
Now, apparently Demi is getting a cease and desist order around the events in Italy. And this makes Demi look even more guilty so that Jen has something to hide. What are we doing with a cease and desist?
What is going on with that?
That's really fucking weird.
It's weird. I agree. Weird.
And Zach says if you have to go to this length to hide stuff, it's a problem. And I hate Zach, but he does say some right things here.
If you're getting cease and desist for your friends,
right, we've got a problem here.
You've done something.
I have no cease and desist against any of my friends ever in my life, and I am 52 years old. And why do I feel like this is not the first one Demi's gotten?
You know what I should have done now that I think about it? I should have gotten a cease and desist for Mary Payne, you, Poodle, and Jake, or Poodle and Matt, all about my time with Rob.
You would have outed yourself anyway.
I should have gotten a cease and desist.
You would have outed yourself like the fool that you are. We failed. Okay. So now we are at Swig.
Of course,
yet another sponsor of this show.
Of course we are.
I'm surprised at Swig they don't sell Poppy, but they don't because these are two different soda brands. But we can rep both of them in our show.
And now we have to have 85 gallons of sugar.
That's right, because she gets a literal bucket of sugar.
Yeah.
And so we're at Swig. Layla's going to meet up with Cam to work through their issues because we're going to have one conversation in a soda shop and all will be well.
Yeah.
And she says she doesn't deal with conflict well and she wants to work this out. So he'll come to Friendsgiving so she's not by herself. She says it has been tough to process everything without knowing what she did wrong, which, sure. He says he didn't feel like he'd been treated well and things have been hard the last couple of months and he couldn't tell if she loved him or not. This made me sad.
Yikes.
Layla talks about doing this in relationships overall, and she isn't even aware that she does it. And she has a lot of trust issues due to being cheated on in the past and her parents' divorce and messy home life and all of these things. So, Layla, what you need is a therapist, not a boyfriend. Go work on your shit, girl.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. She doesn't trust anyone who says they love her because everyone winds up leaving her. Girl, you don't need a relationship. You need a therapist.
Those are things you need to work through in therapy because it's going to sabotage every relationship you have.
Yeah. And he says he still loves her. That will never change. Well, apparently it has changed because I don't think they're together anymore.
I don't think so either.
Because apparently it came out that he was only doing this to be on the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he wants to make this work. And she's going to push hard to open up more. And she's grateful that he's willing to work on this with her. And that's where we leave them.
And they make out.
And he hugs her and he's very much taller than her. And it's a little bit of an Ichabod Crane situation. Now we see Dakota and his buddy Gavin playing basketball. We talk about Dakota's illustrious basketball career at a community college.
Okay, which clearly they needed to get on the show because he's like, this is my best friend. Wouldn't your best friend know where you played basketball?
Right, exactly.
It's like, can you tell me, have you played basketball professionally? You're so good. Like, just setting him up for this.
I played at my community college.
God damn it.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Dakota says his relationship with Taylor is off and on. She keeps coming back, and it feels unfair to him. It is. She has got to stop banging him.
I agree.
And Dakota doesn't want their relationship to become a joke, to which I say, too late. That ship has
Mhm.
sailed, my friend, because this
Mhm.
is ridiculous.
Agreed.
And he wants to be there for her in a better way. And Gavin challenges him. It's like, what does that look like? Like, what do you mean by this? Because the two of you keep doing this over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
I like Gavin. Gavin seems to be speaking truth to power here a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to impress us.
No,
We like you,
on
Gavin.
this
You
show.
have one good conversation, you're in.
You're in. You're a lot better than Demi. So
Yes.
we'll sub you in for
Yes.
Demi.
Yes.
He even says to Dakota, like, look, you've lost weight. He's like, yeah, I've lost over 40 pounds through all of this.
That has me concerned.
Me too.
But anyway.
Gavin asks what's better, a broken household or a father who is solid and has his shit together. Gavin has it right. Get your
Yeah.
shit together, dude,
Yeah.
and you'll be a much better father for this
And let's
kid.
stop calling divorced homes broken homes.
Yes, thank
Gavin.
you.
But
Thank you
okay.
very much. Dakota says if they aren't together, they need to stop banging, and he needs Taylor to make up her mind. You also can make up your mind, dude.
Yeah, you could put the boundary down of I'm not letting you jump on my dick anymore.
Right. And everyone at the Friendsgiving is like, you gave him an ultimatum, or he gave you an ultimatum. No, he said, either we're together or we're not banging anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. So now it's Friendsgiving. We have to point out Jesse and Jordan are out of town, so they will not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Layla is very excited for the bake-off. Michaela shows up and she made not one, not two, not three. She made 4 items.
Jesus.
And she's just going to pick whichever one people like the best as the one to use.
Okay.
Taylor says Dakota has given her an ultimatum. No, he has said either we're in or we're out.
Yeah.
Pick one. Now, Demi comes in and says that, there are nerves. Oh, that she's nervous. Will Jen be there? Will Taylor come after her like she did in Arizona? Whatever's going on here. So now it's time for judging the Great Mormon Bakeoff.
Okay. I need to say something.
Okay.
Whitney did this perfectly.
Yes.
The accent in the...
I think it was adorable.
Oh my gosh, she was great.
I think it was super adorable. I mean, it wasn't the best accent in the world, but it was super cute.
Like she had the cadence of it down.
Yes, she did.
And
she
the
did.
wording.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
It was really, really adorable. I'm into this. I would enjoy this.
Me too.
Yeah. So Michaela and Whitney both did the CTR thing on their sourdough. Oh my God. And Whitney has an apron as an award and a silly English accent, and it's cute. So Michaela goes first. She has 4 items, and they force her to pick one. And she's like, it's not my fault if the rest of them half-ass this. Okay. She decided to pick her Jesus pumpkin pie. Amy.
What makes it Jesus? Are there bits of Jesus in there?
No, we had a full-on photo of Jesus on top of it.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it did.
Of a very white Barry Gibb looking Jesus.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even Christian, and I wouldn't eat this. I would not cut into Jesus's face. That just doesn't feel right.
I would. It's pie.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Okay. It gets 8 and 9s. Layla also made a pumpkin pie, which turns out didn't even finish cooking and is real gross. So we just skip right over that. Miranda made gluten-free coffee cake, at which Bret was like, ugh.
Same, Bret. Same.
Yeah. And Michaela says it gets a 1 for the Mormon aspect because why are we having gluten-free coffee cake? Now,
Yeah, they can't even drink coffee.
No, exactly. Macy makes a full-on Joseph Smith themed cake that includes the golden tablets up on Hill Gomorrah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Taylor made an apple pie. She went to the store, she pulled it out of the thing, and she tossed it in a pie pan.
Brilliant.
Good job, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone loved the pie, so she did really well.
She did great.
Demi has her better than what cake, and she says, we are removing the taboo about sex with candy penises.
Okay.
Sure. Demi says that this cake was a total turn on, and the penises didn't bother him at all. Okay, dude. Thank you for pointing that out.
Connor says that.
Yes, Connor.
Okay.
Stop talking about penises. This is not helping the case of everyone thinking you might be gay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bret, of course, gives it a 10 out of 10 because it's the cake his wife made.
Yes.
I mean, every wife is going to get a 10 out of 10 from somebody.
I guarantee you Timmy would not give me a 10 out of 10. Timmy would be a fair judge.
Yeah,
he would not care about what I needed or wanted. He
wouldn't care about what you needed or wanted.
Because he
just stop with Timmy would be a fair judge.
It's against his integrity.
I understand.
To give me a fake vote.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand. Whitney has her homemade sourdough. Michaela says that Jace can vote as he wants, but if he knows what's good for him, he will not give Whitney many points. Michaela, I need you to
Stop it.
calm down,
It
girl.
needs to stop.
This is a lot. So we have the winners. In third place, Whitney. In second place, Michaela's Jesus pumpkin pie.
Mm.
And in first place, of course, it is Demi's better than sex cake.
Yeah.
Now, despite everything going on in Mom Talk, Demi says these are the moments that make it fun. It's fun for you because you just won. And actually, this does look like fun.
Yeah.
This whole evening looks great.
Yeah.
There's nothing about this evening that I don't want to be a part of.
And I would watch this. I don't need the bickering.
No, I'm into this more than anything. And she gets the apron put on her and she jokes, I won't be wearing this in the kitchen, but I will just wear it in the bedroom. Okay, girl.
Okay. All
calm
right.
down.
Stop trying to
make yourself sexy happen. Macy says this was rigged because the winner wasn't even a Mormon themed cake. This meal looks amazing. They've got a beautiful table. They've got it catered. Like this looks like a fucking wedding.
I would have every holiday if I could have it catered.
Oh my God.
I do have every holiday, but I wouldn't bitch about it if I could have it catered.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't feel so tired at the end of the day. So now we talk about Jen, of course. And Whitney says that she's sick. And she's like, and we can all relate to being sick at the beginning of our pregnancies, right, ladies? Like,
yes.
She's trying real hard to be like, guys,
let's
have some empathy here for this girl.
Lay the fuck off.
Whitney also now wants to talk about the cease and desist. But Zach told Whitney and Connor this in confidence, so she doesn't feel like she can. So Whitney is like squirming out of her seat because she's got hot goss and she can't use it. Layla asks now about Demi and Bret and their trust and the truth box. These girls are such a problem. Demi says they haven't always had the best relationship around jealousy early on. Bret had some issues.
The first 3 days, Bret was jealous, but it's done. We're fine.
We're great. We're great. We're the best marriage. We're the strongest marriage at this table. And if you don't know that, we'll be happy to tell you all the ways in which we're the strongest marriage at this table.
Who would be the strongest marriage at that table? Let's pretend Jesse and Jordan are there as well.
Okay.
Would it be Jesse and Jordan?
They're pretty tight. Jason and Michaela seem really tight too.
It's the age thing.
I know it's the age thing.
Out with him.
I know, but that's done. We can't undo that.
I know.
But they seem to be really tight. Whitney and Connor seem really tight right now too.
I know.
So,
it's interesting.
I think they've done a lot of work on their relationship to figure out what works for them.
Yeah.
But Demi wants us all to know right now they are solid. They are together like 24/7. And he would have to be so sly and crafty to get away with something like that. Girl, stop it. You're not helping your case here.
No.
Bret says if we all had to address situations like this, we'd be busy all of the time. No, we wouldn't. Well, I don't have to address a situation like this. No one's gossiping about me.
No, what he's saying is if we chase down every rumor.
I understand
there's so many rumors.
Right.
That we would be spending 24/7 on
this. I know that. But what I'm saying is if you live like a normal life, no one's saying rumors about you, dude.
Oh, right. Because you're on the show.
Because you're on the show. Like,
yeah.
I like I said, no one's talking rumors about me.
Well, I mean,
maybe they are. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows what's going on in the Backdoor Friends group?
Maybe they're all talking behind our backs.
Mm-hmm.
Macy says she is now regretting sharing the Bret rumor card because this just keeps coming up over and over again. Now, Taylor does say that for her, the rumor was true. So you got to watch some of these things. And Demi
thought that was a nice little
ding. Yeah. Demi's like, Taylor's just jealous and resentful that I have a good relationship and she doesn't. Yeah. I think it's more than that, girl. Taylor also says that the confessions mean a lot to her because it wound up being true for her with Dakota. And these are important. And Taylor talks about Dakota saying if he can't give her 100% commitment, he has to start moving on with his life. And they ask if Dakota has been appropriately contrite. And Taylor's like, my mind and my heart are fighting with each other. She says, I don't deserve someone who would do what Dakota did to me. He has his issues, but she wonders if she's the problem. And she starts crying. And everyone starts apologizing to her. And Connor says, it isn't okay for Dakota to do what he did. And she's like, well, I've been terrible too. And we both have really valid reasons to leave, which you then both should leave.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Bret comes in like the only adult at this table. Well, because he's 16 years older than everyone else.
He could be their parent.
He could be everyone at this table's parent. and asks what I think is the $1,000,000 question here to Taylor and says, "Taylor, do you think you deserve love?"
Yes. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm here for this
I'm here for
discussion.
this. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm here
And
for this whole episode.
and I think Bret was good here.
I do too.
Yeah.
He was an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts crying and says she isn't sure. And Brett's saying over and over again, "You do deserve love. You absolutely deserve love. You
Yes.
deserve that. Like, I don't think anyone has ever told Taylor she deserves love because
No.
all her family does is shame her.
Yep.
All the world does is shame her.
Yeah.
And I think
Yep.
this was really powerful.
I agree.
And Connor says, "Look, Taylor, I feel for you. You guys didn't really know me well when the whole Tinder thing happened. But
Yeah.
before that surfaced, I was a real asshole and a jerk." Whitney says in a talking head, when they left Utah because of the Tinder scandal, she didn't know what would happen with her family. But she knew she needed to ask herself, do I want this? And if I do want this, I need to fight for it. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
Taylor needs to do too. Do you want Dakota or not?
Yeah.
And then act accordingly.
Right. Get out of your own way.
Right. Make a
If you
decision
want
and move
him,
forward.
then you need to forgive him and
Mhm.
put it to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Connor says he feels like he got a second chance and he starts crying when he
I
didn't
know.
feel like he
I
deserved
was
one.
really moved by this.
I was too. And he says,
And guess what Whitney's doing? What's Whitney doing the whole time, Amanda?
holding the baby crying.
Crying, holding baby who?
Baby Billy Bob. Baby Billy, baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy
Billy
Bobble Bonkers.
I liked the meme of both Whitney and Uncle Billy. Uncle Billy, baby Bob. Uncle
Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy's Bible bunkers.
There you go.
Okay, that's really hard to say.
Oh, yes, it is.
That's
Yes,
by
it
design.
is.
But yeah, she's holding this baby crying, baby Billy. And he says you have to think long and hard about this because the 2 years that they worked on their relationship, it was hard every day.
Mhm.
And he totally gets what she's going through. And he knows that she's trying to find peace in her life. And it is worth that. And she should do what she needs to in the spirit of her own peace.
Yeah, I thought it
All
was
of these
great.
guys are giving her great advice.
Yes, yes.
The men are giving her way better advice than these women ever have.
I agree. We need dad talk to have its own show.
Yes. Now, Demi, fucking Einstein over here, goes, "Oh, maybe this isn't all about me. Maybe Taylor actually has her own emotions and her own feelings and her own problems."
Yeah, you think?
So we all need to be here for each other because that's the soul of mom talk. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? 2 seconds ago, the soul of mom talk was cease and desists.
I
And
know.
now the soul of
I
mom
know.
talk is being there for each other.
And lifting each other up to throw them in the pool.
Right.
Mhm.
And she says, it is beautiful to watch. And she
Okay.
hopes it continues. Well, then make it continue, girl, because you're the one who keeps fucking this up.
Yeah.
And Macy says, there was no drama tonight. It's a Friendsgiving miracle.
It was
It
nice.
was a Friendsgiving miracle. That's where we leave these
Yes.
kids.
Okay. It was a good episode. I agree.
Good episode. Limited fighting. Next time there's a lot of fighting.
Oh, great.
Because we get the Saints and Sinners party.
Ugh.
We talk about the Country Music Awards post.
What's that?
You'll see.
Okay.
Demi says Taylor is a liability and an atomic bomb is coming for her.
Whoa.
Yike. Jessie says she doesn't know where we're going to go from here. Okay, I don't know where we are to go, where we're going, but that's fine. And you'll be shocked to know Demi attacks Taylor.
Stop casually throwing around the atomic bomb, people.
It's like the casual use of Nazi. Like,
Yeah, there's a
it's a
lot
real
of people who fucking died from the atomic bomb.
yeah, it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we don't call everybody a Nazi because only Nazis were Nazis. Like we don't call everybody Hitler. Hitler was Hitler.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's been your slow-mo for
That's
the
your
day.
slow-mo.
For the day.
Tomorrow we'll come at you with another slow-mo.
Yeah, are we doing another one tomorrow? I don't know because I have a lot of notes to do.
Okay,
and
well, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out because I'm recording the Tylenol murders. That was a good documentary.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's pretty good. It's a mystery, and I like mysteries.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Amanda, thank you.
Amy, thank you.
Guys, keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I head down the alley, down the long way to
the long dark corridor
to the graduation on Friday.
You can do this.
Don't send me any Phil Collins drumming videos, please.
Don't send her anything remotely sentimental. Please. Send her, I don't know, can you send her videos of Billy Bob Thornton being hot?
There we go.
That would
send
be good.
me. So you're not here yet, but Uncle Baby Billy later stages a show about teen Jesus, and he
Oh.
calls it Teen-gus.
Oh, God. This is so fucked up.
So you're free to send me any Uncle Baby Billy memes.
Any teen-gus.
Yes.
Okay.
Teen-gus, Baba Bonkers, whatever.
Anything. Mormon wives
Yes.
memes,
yes.
we can do that too. Just nothing that'll make her cry.
No,
Make her laugh this week.
I'm really going through it this week.
Yes, you are.
It's happening.
It's happening.
All right, guys. If you haven't already, please support the show by leaving a 5-star review, subscribing, sending this episode to a friend. We welcome to all the new people who have found us.
Thank you. We're so excited you're here.
Yeah, a lot of people are going in that Backdoor Friends Facebook group, and they're like, "We found you through the Mormon Wives." So here we are. Yeah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can reach out to Amanda, myself. It's Amye at littlemissrecap.com and Amanda at littlemissrecap.com.
Could not be easier if you tried.
Could not be easier. All right, Amanda, thank you very much.
Amy, thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.